Hi everyone. So welcome back to Dart programming course. So in this video we'll see about three more things in our Dart language. So in last video we have already run the simple hello world application and we have printed on a console the hello world. Okay, so now in this video we'll see how to add the comments, we'll define the variables and how to define a constant. So let's see first how to add a comments. So let me just comment this part only. So you can use like a / and star and then ending with it's like you can say like a block comment, or if you want to do the single line comment you can just simply use like this one. Okay, so this is the way you can add the comment which this Dart virtual machine can understand, and this is a very standard way of writing comment in a majority of programming language. So if you are from a Java background you will might see the similar way of writing the comments. So I have commented this blocks of line under this particular / and star and then star and a /. Okay, so this is all about a comment. Let's see how to define variables. So Dart supports the number of variables like you can say like a numbers or integer which can represent all negatives and positive numbers, or I would say it can represent a double. So let's define a number. So number, let's say height. So let's say height is equal to, let's say 6. So it's like a dummy variable I have created. So number is height. So why it is giving such a kind of syntax? Because this value of this particular local variable is not being used. Let's define an integer. So let's say age, let's say 32, or we can define a double like let's say bill amount. $25.012. Okay, so I forgot here to write the semicolon. Okay, so we have defined three variables here. So one is a number. So if you try to assign, let's say, the negative number to this number variable, then also it is possible. Okay, so far so good. Now let's try to print all those variables one by one. Let's say print. Let me just select, let's say height is equal to. Now to define, or you can say to print actual variable inside this particular print statement, you have to use like a dollar symbol and then a curly braces. And inside the curly braces you can write like a height. Okay, yeah, so I need to give this ending of quotes at the end. Okay, so this way you can define a print statement. Let me just run it. So you can see the height is allowed -6. Same way let's just define, let's say age. So age equal to 32. You can do all sorts of arithmetic also possible. Let's say I want to multiply it by 3. So 32 multiplied by 3 will become 96. Okay, so far so good. We have created three different types of variable like number, integer, double. Let's define a Boolean variable. So it will just represent the two kinds of value. So let's define a bool variables. So it's a type bool. Let's say I want to define like a he's sick. Let me just assign it true. and let's just print this particular isSeq variable. And let's just run it. So isSeq is equal to true. You can even change isSeq is equal to false, and let's just run it. So now isSeq is equal to false. Okay, so we have defined the variable. Now let's define a constant value. So you can use like a const keyword. Let's define one number. So number, let's say the total candidate. So total candidate I'll define like a 10. Okay, and let me just print it. So total candidate is equal to 10. Now if I try to, let's say, change this total candidate is equal to, let's say, 12, and see what happens. That will give the error because this is a constant variable, so you just cannot change the value of that particular variable. That's why it is defined as a constant. So this thing is not allowed. So it is saying that constant variable cannot be assigned a value. The same message it has given, like no such a method error that cannot assign a final variable, because this is considered as a final variable. So let me just comment it, and let's just execute the remaining part of our code, and that's working perfectly fine. Okay, so we have seen about the constant, we have seen a variable, and we have seen how to add the comment. So that's all about this video. In the next video we'll see a more Dart related functionality like a string collection